What's going on, YouTube? It's James with Shyhammer Fantasy Battle Reports, and I got a good game for you today. It's actually Ocon. Me and my brother are over here in Ohio. We're in Toledo, Ohio. So if for some godforsaken reason today an ambulance passes by while I'm making this video, and I'm on the 12th floor of the Radisson Inn, Park Inn, whatever it is, I'm going to be extremely shocked. But anyways, we're going to go over more or less what. First off, like, here's a couple pictures I have. This is literally from where I'm at right now, sitting at the table doing this video. It's not sunny outside anymore, though. It's really late. This is after actually the first day tag team. But, you know, to be honest, I was already talking to my brother about this. I got 16 games I'm about to do this whole next week and a half. So that's a lot of fucking games. So I got to start recording them as soon as possible. Anyways, as you can see, this is a picture of the room at Ocon. Basically, this is how the tables look before everybody got there. And here is actually a bunch of the wars they have for the singles tournament. And I really like that hammer. The hammer is badass, actually. So we're going to go over what I brought. We ended up getting a tag team tournament. The first round, it's my brother's Ogres and my Orcs versus, I didn't get the guy's name, Tim, and I forgot the other guy's name. But they brought a Chaos, or Warriors of the Dark Gods army, and help me out, Dark Elves, or Dread Elves. Okay, so let's go over what I have here. As you can see, this is an overview of what I have, and I put a couple extra units out there just to make it look cool, but some of the characters are not there. Right here you can see I have a unit of 14 crossbow orcs with heavy armor. That's Tooth's Ardboys. Over here I have a unit of 20 forest goblins with skirmishers and poison shots, and I also have a level 2 in that unit with the little god spells. I have a stone thrower, a rock lava splatter, or whatever you want to call it. I have long shot, which is actually doubling up as my level 1 shaman. I had to save points here, guys. So he has level 1 with vindictive glare signature spell. I have 2 spear chuckers, or skewers, and I think that was it for my army. Yeah, it was, really. As for my opponent, or actually for my brother, he has a unit of ogre tribesmen here. He has, I don't know why these pictures came out blurry. He has a unit of mercenary veterans with the character in that unit. The character is a Khan. He has 2 pigs, and or saber tusks to saber tooths, and that's it. That's his whole army. It's not many points in these games, guys. Over here he had for our opponent, this is the Dread Elves, and actually this army was really well painted. As you can see, he has 2 chariots. I'm not sure exactly what the chariots had to them. I do have the papers here somewhere. I'm pulling it out really quick. Alright, this was that one. Here we go, Tim. It was Tim. Alright, he had something really cool on this chariot, which is why I wanted to bring it up. I think it's just called a chariot. It's called a hunting chariot. And they have not a repeater crossbow. They have like a bolt thrower or something on it. A harpoon launcher. That's fucking awesome. Strength 7. Holy shit. Multiple wounds. That's pretty cool. Anyways, they both have harpoon launchers on these chariots here. His character is a captain, I believe it is, on top of a elven horse, and he has light armor, a couple of repeater crossbow, a couple other stuff, and then he also has these 2 units of fast cav back here. Is it 2 or 3? He had 2. And as for his partner had 2 units of hounds with these skaven heads on them. These things look awesome. And then as you can see over here, he has a huge horde of marauders. And you know, the good news is the marauders are frenzied, but basically all the points are in the marauders. Basically, he does have a character in that unit. That character is his fighting general, more or less. We don't get any lords, so basically all the characters are hero level characters, and then he has another unit of dogs. As for my spells, over here I got 2 vindictive glares. I have Gift of the the mother spider or whatever it's called, and whatever itchy nuisance is called nowadays. And then we did have a ruby ring, and in the ruby ring we have fireball, and of course the tribute raging fire. As for deployment, we're playing standard battle line, so everything's just kind of squared off against each other. We're going to go ahead, and we have this side of the board, and we're going to go ahead and try to use that hill to our advantage. He does have trees there, which are going to give him some cover fire bonuses and stuff. So once we started bunkering in on the left corner there, our opponents realize what we're doing. We have a bunch of shooting, and he's like, we're going to get shot at if we come straight at him. So they try to come around the long way, and on the right side you can see I have my forest goblin sitting there with the two pigs. The two pigs' names are Ham and Bacon. And then my brother also has the tribesman holding off the right side. So as you can see, the left side's kind of bunkered up. We got rock lava, spear chuckers, and the orcs with crossbows. As for my opponent over here, as you can see, like I said, he lined up like so, and he put his general in one of the fast cav units, and he even mentioned this, that the general in the fast cav unit actually slowed down that unit. They lose the fast cav rule, which kind of screwed him up. We're going to go ahead and do turn one. He ended up vanguarding, actually. So he got the vanguard, which is right here in front of my forest goblins. And I had vanguard. We actually had special rules where we get to pick one core unit to have vanguard or one unit to have vanguard. He picked his marauders there. I picked my forest goblins, and I couldn't even use my forest goblins vanguard because he did so here. He's going to go ahead and do... moving as you can see in this picture too, besides the vanguard, he moved up his two hound units over here, and then he kind of tried to move everybody around the trees and come towards the right because he's trying to avoid getting shot at. He has no magic, so he goes straight into shooting. He's going to go shoot his harpoon launcher. One harpoon launcher missed, a bunch of his shots from his fast cav missed, and then he's going to shoot this harpoon launcher right here, and it hits the ogre tribesman. It kills one dude straight out and does 2 more wounds onto another one. And that was it for his turn 1. That was Dread Elf's turn 1. We're going to go into Orcs and Goblins and Ogres turn 1. Orcs and Goblins turn 1, we went straight into magic. I think we did very little maneuvering. Magic, I got 9 power dice. I go ahead and I throw 3 dice onto Evil Eye. He lets this one go through, and I go ahead and I shoot it from long shot, actually, and I end up hitting 3 of his fast cav guys here that were in his general's bunker, or killing 3 at least, and then they don't panic, of course. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot. I do a couple more spells. Obviously, they were dispelled. A lot of these pictures are a little bit choppy here because tag team tournaments, it's a lot going on back and forth, actually. And I actually think I stepped out right here, to be honest. But we're going to go with the Spear Chucker now. Spear Chucker goes ahead and shoots at this chariot right here. Does 3 wounds onto the chariot, which is great. The other Spear Chucker, I believe, just missed outright. We're going to go ahead and shoot the orcs with the crossbows into those chariots. Now, one of the chariots is blocked by the giant rock, so the other orcs go ahead or shoot at the other chariot, which wasn't blocked, and I end up doing 2 wounds here. As for the remaining magic, I remembered it was my shaman was actually a little too far. He was more than 24 inches, so I couldn't do anything that was really worth note while. Over here, the forest goblins are going to go ahead and shoot at his marauders, and they only kill off 2 marauders that first volley. I was just out of range. I was doing 18-inch range, and it was just kind of like, ugh, that sucks. I couldn't really get closer just because I was going to give up an easy charge for them or something like that. So Longshot has the Skull Splitter. Of course he has the Skull Splitter. He's going to go ahead and shoot that, and he ends up doing 3 wounds onto the chariot, and the chariot could not armor save them all, and he just blew up the chariot outright. And over here, the Rock Lava is going to go ahead and shoot at this giant block of marauders, and it drifts off very little, ends up killing, look at this, 3, 6, 7 marauders with that one Rock Lava hit. It was a direct hit, or no, not even a direct hit, it just went 4 inches in the direction that would still hit them, and killed 7 of them, and that was it. That's going to go ahead and start off turn 2 for my opponents. Do you remember what their name was? I don't remember what their names were. Anyways, I believe it was Tim and Friends was the name of this team. So right here, as you can see, we put Ham blocking the Marauders so they couldn't charge into my Forest Goblins. And if they frenzy charge, they're going to go ahead and flank Ham and just basically overrun into the rock. So they're avoiding that. So they have the dogs charging into Ham. We have to stand there and take it, and of course they're going to get in. He takes his general out of his fast cav and moves him literally to the side of Longshot just to shoot him up. And then his other characters are just going to go ahead and start moving around. He's going to start shooting phase. Shooting phase, these guys over here with the fast cav, they're going to shoot at my at Longshot, and they end up doing 1 wound onto him. These guys try to do or shoot their shots into Bacon. Bacon sitting over here like clogging up the hole, and he kills off Bacon. Then that's it for shooting. We're going straight into close combat. These rounds are going extremely fast just because it's very low point cost that we're not used to playing with this many points. But you can see his hounds they don't end up wounding Ham at all. Ham doesn't ruin them at all. They got to charge in a side flank, and my brother needs to roll like 3, and he doesn't. Ham's gonna take off. He runs like 11 on the going off. He doesn't take any DTs, or he takes DTs, but he doesn't take a wound. And he couldn't catch us with his hounds. But the cool thing is, look at how they ended up. They ended up chaffing him up even again, which is hilarious to me. So this is just working out to our favor. His guys are chaffing his own, can't charge us in the next turn. And as you can see, this is kind of how the table looks right now. We're going to go into Orcs and Goblins and Ogres turn 2. So we're going to go ahead and take the bait here. We have easy charge with the Mercenaries into the Hounds here. I think that's the only charge we took. We go ahead and move up the Tribesmen up on the left side. I moved Longshot just around his Lord just to shoot him. And then I ended up moving my other Shaman, my General, out of the unit Orcs with the crossbows, because I don't want to move them. It's harder to shoot if you move. So I just move him out so he gets closer to do some magic missiles. As you can see on this side over here. Magic phase, I throw a couple dice onto Fireball, he dispels it. I throw a couple dice onto Vindictive Glare or Evil Eye, and he couldn't stop it. And I used Longshot to do this, and I shot it at his general, and it just blew him up. It gave him like 7 wounds. And he was just like, yeah, it's a dead general, which is great. And then I go ahead and I have a couple dice, like 2 dice left, and I throw it onto Gift of the Spider Gods, or Gift of the Mother Spider, onto the Orcs with crossbows. So now they have poison shots. And that's going to start off shooting phase. They're going to go ahead and shoot at the chariot, and they just blow up that chariot too. Oh, man. Over here, the skewer goes ahead, shoots into the giant horde of marauders. It had a side flank shot too, but it only killed off 2 guys. It could have killed a couple more, but when it actually dropped from 2 to 3, it just stopped. Stupid spear chucker. Then I go ahead and I throw the rock lava at them as well, and the rock lava drifts off that unit and goes right in between the goblins and the wolves, or the hounds, and ends up taking a wound off of each one of us. So we both lose 1. And so now the Force Goblins are going to go ahead and start shooting. The Force Goblins shoot at the Marauders still, because we need to whittle that horde down, and it ends up only killing off 3. And we're going to go into close combat. Close combat, the Tribesmen, or not the Tribesmen, the Mercenary Vets over here. Impact hits only kills off 1 Hound. By the time his general goes next and kills off 3 Hounds. The Hounds fail to kill anybody. The Mercenaries just destroy that unit, which was just 1 Hound left, and he's going to go ahead and reform. When he reforms, he's turning his vets to face the flank of the Marauders, like so. Nope, not like so. Yeah, he did, like this. And it's going to go ahead and start off Tim and Friends turn 3. He's charging his Hounds into these guys here, which is probably a smart move because he wants to charge his Marauders into my Forest Goblins. So I'm going to stand and shoot with the Forest Goblins. He's going to get in over here, of course. Stand and shoot only kills off 2 guys, and he gets in on both. We did. I mean, that horde was like 40 deep at least, so we did take out. It looks like close to like 14 already by the time they got into the Forest Goblins. And of course the Hounds are into the Mercs here. He moves these 2 guys chasing down Longshot. Longshot only has 1 wound left, so he could kill Longshot. And shooting phase, he kills Longshot. Oh man. Um, Over here, close combat. He destroys the forest goblins. I mean, his general alone probably did like 5 wounds or 4 wounds or something. They all have frenzy and a bunch of attacks and a bunch of shit. But then the whole marauders killed. He threw so many dice that it was more wounds than I even had in goblins. They're just dead. And the good news is though, he's gonna overrun because he's frenzied, and he overruns like a little bit past them there. As for the hounds versus the mercenaries crushed. I mean, he made way with his BSB general, whatever he is. General. It's not a BSB. There's no BSBs in this game. And so he makes way and he kills the hounds and he wipes them out to the man. And he's going to turn them around facing the rear of that marauder unit, which is just great for us. We're going to go into turn 3 orcs and goblins. And check this out. It's an easy charge. Those mercs have the rear of the marauders, and they're going to charge in, get in the rear like this. As for the rest of the moves, he moves the tribesmen closer to these guys. I move my shaman back a little bit so he doesn't get shot by the fast cav up there. I think that was Ham or Bacon. I think it's Bacon. Bacon is continuously fleeing into the middle of the board. He doesn't know where to run. He's just been running that way. He cannot rally yet. And then the orcs aren't really moving. They're just kind of protecting the two war machines. Magic Phase got 6 power dice. I go ahead and I throw up a couple dice into Vindictive Glare. He stops it. I go ahead and I throw up a couple dice into Fireball. It goes off, and I wipe out those remaining fast cav unit that's just sitting right there. I go ahead and I throw up a couple dice, or I threw a lot of dice actually, onto Gift of the Mother Spider, onto his mercenary veterans. They have a special rule where they're getting a 6-up poison anyways, but now they're getting a 5-up poison. That's awesome. That's one of the coolest things I thought was a good mix between our two armies, was boosting his poison up. As for my stone thrower, my splatter, it takes a wound from a misfire, and guys, if I wasn't so tired right now, because it's like pretty much close to midnight, I would have said, God damn it, like really loud. Plus my brother's sleeping right now. Gonna go into shooting. There really wasn't much else I could shoot with the spear chucker or the crossbow orc, so we're just going to close combat. His mercenary veterans, they do impact hits, kills like 2 guys, maybe 3. Then his general challenges, which is, look at this model. This is a cool model, man. This is one of the, it's what is his name? Harry the Hammer. And so my brother's champ accepts, and Harry the Hammer just destroys the champ. Gets 3 wounds onto him. Couldn't do much about that. My brother's general goes, kills off 3 guys. His mercenaries go, and they kill off like 9 more guys. 9. And then his marauders go back. And I mean, check out this unit. It's like only 6 guys left. Those 6 guys end up killing off one of the mercenary vets. And when we started doing all the wounds and all the things, and there were stomps too. The stomps killed a couple more. After we got everything done, the marauders are going to run. They can't even roll to get snake eyes. They just run, and they run off the table. The mercenaries chase them, and that's pretty much the end of the game. We basically took max points on this on the first turn, and it was crazy. We honestly, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. First off, this is a very short video. It's only 20 minutes. But when we were driving from Chicago to Ohio, I had a miniature whiteboard in the car, and I was talking to my brother about how can we handle certain armies and what can we shoot at. And I told him right off the bat, if we face Warriors of Chaos and we fought Marauders, just let the Force Goblins just pick at them. Let the Rock Lava pick at them. At the Marauders, and we did, and it basically paid off. My brother had a very well placed charge with his mercenary vets. They took out that unit, and if he had to face that unit in the front, it would have been a different story. If he had to face all 40, that would have been a different story. Those guys were hitting on 2s or 3s, and they were wounding basically on 2s or 3s. It was pretty insane. But because we tore down that unit to to a point where they only had 6 guys attacking back, we just it was done. The crossbow orcs did a good job. They took out one of the chariots. The long shot did a great job, and I got to give the MVP just straight to the mercenary vets. They took out the most units. They took out 2 units of dogs, and they ended up taking out the final unit of the horde. We really did have a setup with the pigs. The pigs helped us out, and the magic really wasn't as useful in this game just because the range was really an issue. So yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna give it to my brother's mercenary vets. They basically won the game for us at the end, and our strategy worked where we could just spray, shoot them down, make them have a lot less to fight back with us, and then just hit them hard at the end, and it really worked out for us. So this is game 1 of the tag team tournaments. We have 2 more games coming. The next game we play is against an orcs and goblins, or mainly goblins. I don't think he had any orcs, and a beastman army. So we're gonna get to that as soon as possible, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care and peace. If you have any comments or feedback, leave it down below. I'd love to see what you guys have to say, and I'm gonna try to get these videos out as soon as possible. All right, guys, take care. Later.